Hello everyone. I hope we are premiering live right now. My name is Himanshu Tiwari, guys, and today, guys, we are going to go through the basics and introduction of JavaScript. By the way, for those who already know me, I'm not having any eye problem. I'm just wearing this because of the anti-glare screen, but that's a lame thing to discuss on the live. So it's like we already have been through the HTML and CSS part of this course, and you guys have also learned Bootstrap, a framework for CSS. So you guys already know how to actually make a good looking website. By the way, I can make a website using HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap, and that will actually look really fabulous. So what you guys, why are you here to learn JavaScript? I mean, is there any need? If you guys can make a website using HTML and CSS, then why are you here to learn JavaScript? So I'm gonna solve this problem as well by answering some few of the common raised questions, and uh, we'll love to see your responses on the chat window. So you can just chat with me on that, and I will be also present there. So let's just get started, guys. Okay. So first of all, I will start with what is JavaScript. So actually, JavaScript is it's a very popular and amazing language, and it's a programming language. To be more clear, it's a programming language. HTML and CSS. HTML is a markup language, and CSS is a cascading style sheet. They're not programming languages. Okay. So JavaScript is a programming language, and by the time you learn JavaScript, you have an access to most of the things, and you can just make a lot of things. So, like you have heard about Netflix and PayPal and these other famous applications, they are actually made by JavaScript. So you can also make them. And let me share you the pay scale of a US based person who is a JavaScript developer. It's $72,000 per year. So $72,000 per year is a huge amount, and it's an amazing pay scale. So what is the use of JavaScript? I mean, why I'm opening this code editor and why I'm showing my face over there, and what the hell I'm talking about JavaScript? Because you can make a web and mobile application using JavaScript, and JavaScript is used for building interactive things. Okay, so it's like it's a really interactive and amazing language. Okay, so you can use this to build real-time messaging applications and networking applications like chat windows and all that, and it can be also used as command line tools. So you can also make different games through it. So JavaScript is entirely a different genre for people. So JavaScript is very deep, and it cannot be taught in a while. It cannot be like that. You can just stay with me 24 hours if you learn JavaScript. No, it's not like that. JavaScript is damn deep, and for learning JavaScript, you actually have to stay with it, work with JavaScript for a longer time. But there are different things. Technology is changing, so you can Google everything. So don't need to learn everything right now. You just have to get the basics. So I'm here to give you some little basics and help you as a beginner, or if you're revising some basics. If you're also a good person, a person who knows JavaScript well, but if you want to revise some things, then this is the right platform for you. So JavaScript actually runs in browsers, and you can also use Node, okay, for backend. So earlier JavaScript was used as a front end tool, but now it's also used as a backend tool. So let's get started with JavaScript. Before getting started with JavaScript and starting with things, I want to tell you that there is a slight difference between JavaScript and ECMAScript. And for those who don't know what ECMAScript is, it's a specification. Okay, so basically JavaScript is a programming language, and a programming language that confirms specification of ECMAScript. Okay, so these both are kind of a different thing. Okay, so don't be confused with what is JavaScript and ECMAScript. Okay, so guys, I'm in my browser right now, and what I'm going to do is just go and right click here, and there's an inspect tool. Basically, I told you that JavaScript is going to run on browsers, so you have to go to the browser. Just go for a right click, inspect tool, and what it does is it opens the inspect tool, and it will be at the side of the screen better. So this is the place, the console is the place where you are going to work with JavaScript. So I don't need this. Yeah, so let's write some lines of JavaScript. Like you can just use it for other tools as well. Like if I press 2 plus 2 and enter, it will give me the 4. Okay, so I can do a simple maths over here, or I can actually print something like console dot, where's the dot? Yeah, console dot log. With this, I'm gonna start with, like, we start with in programming. It's hello world. So let's write hello world, and terminating semicolon. This is mandatory. And as soon as you put there, it's hello world written. So this is the power. Okay, I'm gonna zoom it if you have any some. Yeah, here you can see. I hope my screen doesn't overlaps with it. Second, yeah, it is the hello world. Okay, so you can do simple things like console.log is simple. You can also make an alert, and the alert can say, like, what can I say, hacked. Yeah, you can say hacked. So I personally use single quotes. You can also use double quotes. I also use double quotes. Most commonly we use single quotes. It's just up to you. It's just up to your development. You can use whatever you want. And here it is. See, this is the alert which is raised, and when you press OK, it's gone. Okay, so this is the simple thing we can do with the JavaScript, and let's get into the VS Code. So before getting into the VS Code, first of all, if you don't have VS Code, I personally use VS Code, and I'm using it in HTML video and CSS video and Bootstrap video as well. Okay, so use VS Code. Okay, and it's a really amazing thing. So go to the code dot visual. Yeah, there's visualstudio.com. Yeah, and you will find your stuff over here. Okay, so my internet is pretty bad, so sorry for that, but here you can download it for Windows, use it, and that's my personal favorite. So I already have done here. I made a folder JS. I'm gonna add a file index.html. So for writing JavaScript, you should know HTML, but I'm not going to use a lot of HTML. If you are new to this VS Code, just use an emit and like this. Let me just help you with this. Yeah, I hope the screen is much visible to all my phone viewers. Use a laptop while you view such an videos. Like it's actually helpful for you guys. You can also work along with me as I'm saying everything. So press the emit. Okay, what you can do is exclamation mark and then enter will automatically write some chunk of code for you. It's the prototype. You can just remove this document and write whatever you want, like JS YT. Okay, I'm writing JS YT and for the DSC. So yeah, lucky to have DSC. You're lucky to have me. So JS YT DSC is gonna help you here, and what I'm gonna do is just a h1 tag, no hack tag HTML. I have already made a video on HTML. You can go and watch it. So h1 hello world. Sorry if I spelled it because my English is pretty bad. I'm gonna save it, Control S, and I already have. Where is that? I'm not having it here. Why? Live server. Stop live server. Okay, our live server is already working. So I just stopped it and then open the live server. Yeah, it was not showing there because I zoomed the screen. No problem. So here it is. This is the IP address. I hope the CS students can get this. I'm gonna zoom it a little bit so you can see it very properly. Hello world is here. So this is what we have done. Okay, so let's just get started with writing our first JavaScript codes. So add a file here named index.js. Okay, so yeah, before writing index.js, we can also write script commands here in this HTML also, and whatever you want to write, like earlier we wrote console.log, so I'm gonna write console.log, and then I'm gonna write yeah, Manshu Tiwari, that's my name. Hello everyone. So it's Himanshu Tiwari, and semicolon should be outside. Control S, what it's gonna do is nothing. Why? Because it's console.log. We need to go console for seeing this. So I'm gonna enter the console, and here it is, Himanshu Tiwari. Okay, so you can see Himanshu Tiwari here in the console because I entered console.log. Okay, so we'll be opening this live server. I already told in HTML video that live server helps a lot. Okay, so I'm not gonna do this. Why? Because I have already made a file index.js. We're going to put everything in that script src and src in source index.js. Is there any file index.js? Yes, it is. So I automatically do this, and here I can write console.log Manchu, and it is Manchu is here. Okay, so it's working. I mean, index.js is connected to index.html now. How I did it? It's a simple line of code. Now, let's move ahead. So guys, basically there are two places where you can use the script command, and actually in this way you can use it before the body or after the body. So I personally prefer after the body because first reason is browser parses the file top to bottom. So from top to bottom your HTML code or your JavaScript code gets done from the very top, and it gives a bad user experience. Your screen will be turned white or completely black until the browser actually reads the JavaScript code, which is actually JavaScript is at the top. It's actually reading the JavaScript code. The site is completely white until the browser completely reads all the HTML. So it's a bad user experience. That's why we use script commands then. And the second thing is always we need to contact elements with elements. So we need it. I mean, you have to work with h1 tag, you have to work with different tags. So if you're using that script command up, so it's gonna be hectic for browser to understand how the connection works because it haven't seen any h1 tag until now. So it's a difficult thing. So there are two reasons I already gave you. Let's move ahead. Yeah, okay, so here it is. So let me tell you something simple like comments. So can make comments in JavaScript using these two slashes, just like we did in C++. So okay, and just go and see here. There's nothing changed because it's a comment. If we do it as a comment and then go and check, there's no Himanshu here because that was a comment. So browser doesn't read a comment. I'm gonna comment it because you are seeing this will be beneficial for you. Okay, so what's the next thing to do? See, so yeah, so variables is the next thing I'm gonna teach you very fast. These are very simple concepts. So in JavaScript we use variables to store data temporarily, and first of all we were actually using var, and it causes some issues which you will understand while you program. So let's learn the newest thing, that is let. So we are going to use this let keyword, and like whatever we write, like let name and let name, and then let's print this. Let's print this console dot log. I'm bored. Yeah, name b. So here it is. Let's see what happens. Undefined is here. Why the undefined is here? What the hell is this? So undefined is a type. It's a primitive data type. You can say it's a primitive type in JavaScript, and like you use int, string, char, different types of data types in different programming languages, such that we have undefined as a type of language. We're gonna learn about it further in the video. Stay with me. So let's say I want to give this something like let name is equals to Himanshu. So Control S will save it, and here it is, Himanshu here. The name, and this is the console type. So this helps to create variables. Okay, so by default variables have undefined in it, and by default whenever you create a variable, it will always have undefined data type and value in it. So the point is we have undefined as a data type and undefined as a value. So it's also in the variables, and it's also the type of variable. It's a complicated thing, but it's simple as you can say as simple as a wooden block in a wooden table. That's it. Or a word, no matter what. So it's a bad example. Next time I will use a better metaphor. So there are some rules to actually make a variable. First thing is they cannot be, I'm writing this for you, they cannot be a reserved keyword. Yeah, so they cannot be a reserved keyword. I mean, we are using a lot of keywords like console, name, log, let. Name is a variable, name is not a keyword. So these are keywords, and they are actually preserved by the language, so we cannot use them as a variable. And the name of the variable should be something informative, like you cannot write let x is equals to Himanshu. Seriously, I mean, how can the programmer understand what it is? So we use different types of notation. My personal is Camel Notation. I use Camel Notation a lot while writing JavaScript code. So you should also, and I will tell you what Camel Notation is. Stay with me. Second thing is, I told you meaningful. You have to write meaningful things because JavaScript code is going to be stretched a lot above the sky. So it's hard to catch up things. It's hard to remember things. So using proper notation helps you a lot. Second thing is, do not start with numbers. I mean, why do not? Cannot start with numbers. Cannot start with numbers. Okay, so you cannot start with numbers. Like I cannot make a variable one name or something like that. No, it cannot be done. Okay, and why would you? I said it should be meaningless. Yeah, I mean meaningful. Okay, so it should be meaningful. So why making a variable named one name? Okay. Next thing is they cannot have space, no spaces, and hyphens. So no spaces and hyphens. Sorry, spaces and hyphens, you can only use them. And these are case sensitive. Point is case sensitive. Okay, so whenever you write a variable in JavaScript, it's case sensitive. The next thing is camel notation. So what is camel notation? I'm talking about camel notation a lot, but what is this? The hell in the world is? So let's just learn this. It can be used in any other language. You can always use it. Camel notation is like I want to paint this wall. Which color? White color. Okay, I hate pink color. So what you can do is just like let paint wall. So what I did is white. Yeah. what I did is, look at this. I did is I started with small letter and then made the second words letter capital and then rest of them small. This is how Camel Notation works. The first letter starts with small, okay, and small letter, and then the second word's first letter starts with capital. That's Camel Notation, and programmers basically use them, and it's a good practice to use them. Okay, so really an amazing thing to learn. Let's move ahead. Okay, so what's next thing? What's next thing? Yeah, so how about the type of function? Okay, so let's learn about the type of. Like Control S will work for you, and let's move ahead here. Yeah, we made paint wall as a variable. Okay, so what if we want to know the type of paint wall? Type of paint wall, here it is, string. The type of paint wall is string. Okay, so this is what JavaScript does. JavaScript is a dynamic language. Okay, we don't need to describe everything in JavaScript individually. JavaScript is a dynamic language. It's a smart language. You don't need a lot of things like declaring everything individually. Okay, so we'll come to it later. Next thing is constant. So what is const? There's a const keyword which we use, like if we wanted, like let your intelligence. Okay, so let your intelligence, spelling if it's wrong, let your intelligence is equals to 100. Simple. Let your intelligence is equals to 100. And now I'm making your intelligence again as 0, and then console.log and your intelligence. Now what will happen? I guess you have guessed what will happen. It will print 0 over here. But what if I want to make your intelligence as a constant? I mean, I don't want to change it. Then what will happen? Let's make it constant. So const, yeah, here it is, const. Const is the keyword, and it's keyword, you cannot use it as variable. So that's a different thing. So if I'm saving it, I already saved it. You want to see, there's an error. What the error is? Let's see. Assignment to a constant variable. Okay, and index.js line number 20. Let's see the line number 20. It's your intelligence is equals to 0. So what we did is we assigned 0 as a constant variable, and it's not a good practice. I'm gonna delete it. Second, what's the shortcut? I forgot the shortcut. Okay, yeah, remember, control plus the slash single time, it will automatically make the line comment. Play with it. Okay, so this is what constant is. Now, as I was talking about primitive and reference data types, I never used the second word, primitive and reference data type. There are two types of data types in every programming language, but we name it primitive and reference in JavaScript. So basically, primitive data types are those data types which are commonly used, like integer, string, number. Integer is the number. Okay, Boolean, undefined, null. There are 5 of them: string, number, Boolean, undefined, and null. The reference data types are object, arrays, and function. So we're gonna cover all this in this video only. Okay, so don't go anywhere. Stay with me. So let's start with string. So we already have used string. I think we don't need string right now. Just put let this and this, and here I've written. Yeah, it is string. Next thing is number. I already used number here. Okay, so I hope it's clear to you. Then there's Boolean. So what Boolean is for true and false values. Like if I write uh, let I'm true, I am true. Okay, let I am true is equals to true, and it's a keyword. True is a keyword, so you cannot use it as a variable. And 100 is printed. There's no change. There's no error. Let's just console.log again. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to okay, here it is. I love this feature. Sometimes I forget about it, but most of the times I remember this. So whenever I make such tutorials and use this, it's a very amazing thing. So here it is, true. Yeah. So Boolean is for true and it holds another value that's false. So that's how Boolean works. It's simple. Undefined, I already told you, every time we define the thing, it's undefined. We don't define what's inside it and what type of variable it can store. It always takes it as undefined. Okay. So next thing is null. So when do we use null? Okay, for explicitly clearing the value, we use null. So like I write let number is equals to null. So whenever we use a number above, now it's set to null. Okay, now we have cleared the value inside it. So what if we console.log it? So let's just try doing that. Number will work. Control S and let's see what happens. Here it's null. So this is the data type. So these are the 5 primitive data types. Let's talk about the other one, a reference data type. That's my favorite, and here you are going to learn the most important thing in JavaScript. Okay, so in all the journey of your JavaScript career, you guys are going to use these reference data types a lot, and believe me, they are really a mess. It's hard to manage them, but understanding the basic concepts of these things, syntax is the first thing. Okay, so let's start. Reference types. So reference type, I'm going to go with first one, object. Okay, so what is an object in JavaScript? Okay, so an object is a multiple related variable. I mean, you can say that different variables are stored in this object. Okay, so like I write let name is equals to Manshu and let marks is equals to 100. Man, I'm amazing, I'm genius. So let's name is equals to Manshu, let's marks is equals to 100. Now this is a bad approach when you actually have something related to a person. I mean, I have a person, I have his data. So it's not necessary, it's not useful, it's not a good programming practice if you use different variables for a person. Okay, like there are 30 persons in a room, and for every person there's a name, there's marks, and there are qualities, 3 things. So if you're going to make these 3 variables for every person, and 3 into 3, 90. Okay, so there's like 90 different variables. You're going to organize 90 different variables, and that's really tough thing. But what you can do is you can make an object, person. Okay, so here you can make a person 1, and the person has a name and age. Different person has different names and age and different things. Like what are you saying? So let's make let start with let person let let this person actually, yeah, this is what we say object literal. Inside this we actually place our different things. So name what's the name? Name is the variable, and this colon is actually defining equal to sign, the assignment operator, whatever we say. So name is Himanshu, my name. Marks, okay, yeah, marks is equals to 100. Can you see this red line? I hope you all can see this red line over here. If it's clearly visible. Why is this red line here? Because we haven't placed a comma here. Okay, so remember to place a comma, and whenever we end this, we're gonna put an exclamation, the semicolon. I'm sorry, the semicolon. This is how we made a person. Now, if we want, we can just console.log. I'm gonna pick this from here. Comes out, and I'm gonna use person instead of number. Let's see what happens. First of all, I'm gonna remove this. Not removing will work. Let's comment them. Control S, and let's see how it looks like. Here it is the object. Object has two things, name and marks, and how this is the reverse order they are shown to you. Marks and the name, Himanshu, and the marks, Himan 100. Okay, so two different types of variables in a person, in a same object. Type is object. I hope things are clear. Okay, so let's move ahead. Let's move ahead with arrays. You can practice a lot with this. Okay, there are different things. So before moving towards the arrays, how about working with it, like how to access things. Yeah, I want this back. So simple as it is. Control and backslash will help you with commenting and non-commenting thing. So there are two types of notations: dot notation and bracket notation. Dot notation and bracket notation. In dot notation we use, like I'm writing person dot name, okay, and is equals to Himanshu. It's already Himanshu, so I'm gonna write whatever, like Kunal. Okay, so this is it. And then what if I want to write the name a different way, like I want it, okay, so I just changed the person and name, and now I'm gonna put this here and control S. Let's see what it changes or not. It changed. The name is Kunal right now. Okay, so this is how it works. You can change it anytime and anywhere. That's the dynamic approach to programming. And what if we want to change the name again, but this time with the bracket approach? Let's change the name again with the bracket approach. Person and person. This bracket approach here is what we are going to select the name, okay, and what we are going to change it to let's say Anjali. Okay, so control S will work the, and here it is. See what it did is it made Himanshu as a type and then Anjali here. So this is the wrong thing, the wrong approach. Should we write inside it? Like if I want the bracket approach to work, I have to make another let second name equals to Anjali or yeah. Okay, I'm selecting the name and then I'm putting this. Let's see if it works here or not. It worked. This is the bracket approach. What I did in bracket approach is I just just use the inverted commas in the brackets. Okay, so this name Anjali and marks 100. So all of them are talented. Now let's move ahead to arrays. So here in arrays, what we're gonna do is use the arrays approach, and that's simple. Like how we did the object. Arrays are a list of elements. So let whatever you can say, let names this time s, I'm using s so that it's different. Names is equals to, and now I'm using this is the array literal. Curly braces are the object literals and the square braces are the square brackets, big brackets, what I would say, are array literals. So I'm gonna put what, like Manshu, and the other name, Kunal. Okay, just write it. This is an array. And what if we want to console.log this? Let's bring it down. Please come down. So yeah, I just names. Let's see what happens. Here it is. Look at this way of representation. The 0th element, this is how array works. The first one is 0 and the second one is 1. So 0th element is Himanshu and the first one is Null. You can write anything inside it. Like I can add another variable in it like 1, and that's also the part. Okay, it's number but no issues. So this is how it works. This is the array approach. Okay, so that's also dynamic. You can change the size, you can change the type anytime. Like I'll write it, I'm gonna use here names. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is names 0 and 1 and 2, and now I'm gonna write 3. Names 3 is equals to let's add another friend's name, Summer. So Summer here. Control S will save it, and here it is. Summer is in the list now. This is the length. This is the length. Don't be confused. This is the elements inside it. Okay. So we added a value. Similarly, we can delete a value. Deleting is something different. We use different things to delete. Okay. You can also alter the values, whatever you want. Let me show you something amazing. We can see the type of names. That's the name of our array, and its object. Point is its object. Okay, so object is a type of object. Array is also type of object. Just a thing to remember. Okay, I want to try something. Control L. Yeah, Control L actually works. I was always curious about it. Control L it helps to clear the console. So you can use Control L to clear your console if it's messy right now. Control S, move ahead. Now what's left? Okay, the last thing is function. and the important thing is function. So if you're watching this right now, just stay with me, because function is the most important thing and the most amazing thing which you are going to use a lot in your JavaScript career. So functions are important. It's important to learn the basic syntax of functions so that you can work a lot with it. Okay. So guys, functions. Now, fundamental building blocks. This is what we can say the functions are. Functions are fundamental building blocks, and let's get started with building a function. A simple function. A function works with the function keyword. Simple. And let's write it name. No, the function. The function should be a different name. Like I want to say hello to everyone. So greeting. Yeah, greeting is the name of the function, and this is the this is the function literal. We learned about object literals, we learned about array literals, and this is what we say. This is what we say a function literal. This is the opening of a function, and inside a function, what we write is chunk of code which we want to work with. Okay, the functions are used very amazingly in programming, and let me show you how. Just you can write, like I'm writing a simple thing right now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this again. I am lazy in writing, I guess. Seriously, I'm lazy. No problem. While I'm working, and it's a hello world is here. It is. Let's see what happens. Nothing. Not even a single thing happened here. Himanshu was already written there, so no problem. But nothing happened here. Why? Because function is not called. We need to call a function whenever we want to use it. So greeting and then this will do my job. Here it is. Hello world is here. Okay, so what we did is we called a greeting and then we entered into the greeting. We saw that there's a function, and again log function is working with the hello world. Okay, this is a function. This is a dot notation. We already learned about the dot notation. Okay, this is an object. I guess a variable, but no issues. It's an object. So log. Great. So this is how function works. Okay, you can just simply do a lot of things. You can add variables in it, like I want to add a variable in it to show you guys. I'm excited. Let's write hello world. Instead of writing hello world, I would say hello world 25. Okay, just for fun. Let's write num here. Okay, so I don't want any of them. Num is okay. Yeah, and I'm gonna pass a value that's 25. Let's see I can pass it or not. I didn't think so, but I don't do this more often. Experimenting. It's fun. Now, put some spaces. I would love to see some space here. Control S, and let's see. Yeah, see this working. Hello world 25. This is what we wanted. We actually passed a value, passed an argument, and the parameter receives it. So there's a slight, something which I personally want to tell all the programmers. If you guys are confused what's parameter and what's argument, they both are not same. For God's sake, don't tell me that they are same. When you write it here like this is what we say. This num is the parameter, I guess parameter, and yes, and this 25 is the argument. Okay, so this is argument and this is parameter. So be clear with this. So I hope this is clear with you guys, and you can use multiple things in functions. There are a lot of functions to work with. Then you just need to keep practicing this, and so what you're gonna do is just have to practice HTML. The video is already there on the channel. Go and watch it if you haven't watched. And CSS, and Bootstrap, and JavaScript. You're on fire. Okay, so what should be the next thing? What should be the next thing according to you? put down in the comment section right now, not in the live chat, guys, not in the live chat, put in the comment section right now. I want to see what should be the next thing. I mean, you can say anything, you can say anything, we're gonna work on it. We're there for you guys. So see you guys, and hope you guys have enjoyed and learned something. These were the basics, the very basics of JavaScript. Okay, so